Hi, my name is Shefin and I'm an aspiring psychology student. The other day I was playing Mini Militia with some of my friends and one of my friends was totally losing and he got 0 by the way. So he was saying a lot of excuses like, my phone is trash and your phone is so good and it has 120 FPS and that's why you're winning. And he said, I'm not in form today, I'll beat you another day. And he was saying, this is a newer version of Mini Militia and I'm not accustomed to it. I used to play older Mini Militia. So that's why you're winning. And then after hearing all these things, I realized that this is how most of the Malayalis do. Like they tend to cover up their mistakes and actions by using some silly excuses and they don't tend to take ownership and they just play victim card all the time. If you don't know, these are the things that limits your growth. So I thought of making a video. Just think of it like this. Whenever you are making a lot of excuses and when you're playing the victim card and not taking ownership for your life, you're actually giving away your power to outside circumstances to dictate your life. I'll just give an example. So, people tend to say this all the time, like, I failed in my life because I didn't get an admission in a top-notch school or college, and I didn't get a job because Indian government is not making any new jobs. I can't learn anything because, my brain is fucked up. They tend to make a lot of excuses and they tend to play the victim card. Yes, these factors can have some form of influence over you, but ultimately it's up to you to decide how your life is going to unfold. You have the power over your mind, not these outside circumstances. And when you realize this, you'll find strength and you'll find freedom. And this is what Epictetus told us. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it matters. You know what, I'll share a personal story of mine. When I was in plus 2, my psychiatrist told me that I would take 2 hours to learn a concept which a normal kid would take only 1 hour to learn. And I thought I had learning disability. Before that, I was actually going to gym, and towards the inception stage of going to the gym, I had trouble memorizing all the exercises. I was constantly asking my gym bro on how to do this exercise before each set. After one set, I'll ask him again how to do this again. And one day he actually lashed out. This psychiatrist again told me that, you may not be fit for a good job and you can actually go for ITI jobs, which means you can become a plumber, you can become an electrician or a welder, but I was not clearly interested in it. After hearing all these things from my psychiatrist and experiencing memory problems and learning problems firsthand, I kind of gave up on myself. It was a tough time for me. I used to think that, I was the victim and I was a dumb guy and everybody else was awesome. I had this inferiority complex and everything. Like, I was constantly ruminating about this and it was a tough time. And I was actually taking 2 to 5 IQ tests every day so that I can prove that I'm intelligent. And it's from there I completely transformed my life. I started taking ownership. And by taking ownership, I started to find a lot of ways to grow. Even though all these outside circumstances limit me, I can still do something on my own to actually counter it. Then I started thinking, maybe I don't have this learning disability. The problem lies in the way that I learn, and I can change that. And maybe it's my schema that's the problem. I don't have this well-developed schema, and that's why I'm not able to relate with a lot of things. And that's a problem with my memory. So what I did was I started learning a lot of information and I changed the way I actually learned them. I started implementing a lot of different methods and I did everything that I could. And now my schema is very vast and well-developed. Yeah, I can store more memory using that. So my memory problem was eradicated, and then I even learned a memory technique so that I can learn whole speech within 10 to 15 minutes. So I trained myself to do all of these things, and I even fixed my communication problem and everything. And after that, I don't feel like a victim anymore. So whenever you feel like the outside circumstances are limiting you and taking control of your life, just do one thing. Sit in the driver's seat, grab the steering wheel and take back control of your life. So do one thing and ask yourself these questions. In which all areas am I not taking ownership and letting the outside circumstances control my life? And the next question is, what are the actions or habits that I can implement so that I can regain back the control? So when you start taking ownership, you'll actually find numerous ways to grow. If you have watched this video so far, you must be interested in various ways to grow. So I have made 2 videos on this topic and you can click here. If you really like this video and want to see more videos related to self-improvement, you can actually give it a like and a subscribe. And thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Bye bye.